movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And as you can see, it's time to go back to the theater. And ladies and gentlemen, this past weekend, a new horror movie hit theaters. And it might be something you might remember from your childhood. I know I do. My review of the 2019 horror film, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, coming up now. On Halloween night in 1968, 3 teenagers in a small Pennsylvania town go out trick-or-treating to play a prank on the town bully. When all doesn't go exactly to plan, they find themselves at a drive-in hiding in the car of a mysterious teen who just came into town. Soon the 4 teens sneak into a haunted house that belongs to the Bellows family, and one of the members of the group, Stella, finds a book of scary stories that the daughter, Sarah Bellows, would read to children who wound up missing. Stella takes the book home, but soon all of the people who were in the house that night start to have eerie things happen to them one at a time as they see new stories containing them being written right before their eyes. Stella and her friends will have to face their fears to save their lives. So what did I think of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark? I thought it's an entertaining horror flick. It's based on the children's book series based off of folk tales and urban legends. I remember the books from my childhood and recalled some of the stories as they played out here. At first it was a bit hard to tell what the target audience was, but I feel like it's more for teens as it reminds me of a scarier version of the Goosebumps series. Instead of going with an anthology or series route, the film takes a number of the stories and weaves them together with the idea of this haunted book that writes the fate of the characters, which works fine. The imagery and monsters themselves can look very creepy at times, and a few look very much like the illustrations from the series. The jump scares are kind of hit and miss. Some are obvious and cliched, while there are some that do work, and there was a grown woman sitting next to me that let out a legit scream. There's also some great tension in certain scenes, and it utilizes music and atmosphere to its advantage as well. It also hits a number of things that might give you the willies, from freaky monsters like Harold the Scarecrow who comes to life, or the Jangly Man, all the way to a big pimple. The comedy worked most of the time, and I certainly laughed more than I expected to. The story has a few cheesy moments, and of course characters make some bad decisions. There's some backstories that don't really pan out in the long run as well, and there's also some unneeded romances that are a bit eye-roll inducing. I also wasn't exactly thrilled with the ending, and the last scene caused me to facepalm pretty hard. There were characters you found yourself caring more about than others, and the cast had some ups and downs throughout, starring Zoe Margaret Coletti as Stella Nichols, the teen girl who takes the haunted book from the Bellows house, Michael Garza as Ramon Morales, the drifter who helps Stella try to stop the stories from being written, Austin Zager as Chuck Steinberg, the comical prankster who begins having nightmares about what could happen to him, and Gabriel Rush as Augie Hildebrandt, the friend who thinks that going into the haunted house is a bad idea in the first place. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is a fun and sometimes creepy horror throwback that does justice to its original material. I'm gonna give it the rating of do it. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/Westside515. Like the show on Facebook, Facebook.com/WestTruePaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WestAylist. Until next time, Troop out.